Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time to participate in these important discussions about our water rates and the future of our water system. Today, my name is Sanjay Mishra. I'm the Director of Public Works here in the City of Fairfield. I'm joined by our Senior Management Analyst, Nigel Brown, and our communication team, uh, Ina Davenport. We also have our outreach partners from Katz and Associates, Emily and Wesley, who's going to be helping us today with this presentations as well as taking the Q&A and helping us through this webinar. Tonight, we will provide an overview of Fairfield Municipal Utilities and discuss the proposed water rate adjustments. Here's our agenda for this evening. We will begin with a brief overview of Fairfield Municipal Utilities, who we are, and the services we provide. Then we'll review how water rates are determined and the proposed adjustments. We'll also explain these changes, what these changes means for you as a customer, and how you can participate in this Prop 218 process. And we'll conclude with enough time for you to ask questions at the end of the presentation. A few ground rules here, just to ensure a smooth experience for everyone. All the participants will remain muted during this presentation. Please enter your questions in the Q&A box, just the question itself, and just hit send. If you wish to submit a formal request or a protest, instructions are listed here and are also on our website. Please note that the materials translated into Spanish also are available on the website. You can see the website link here and the emails and the mail address, and in person, you can provide your protest letter if you wish to do so. Okay, so Fairfield Municipal Utility is a self-sustaining, municipally owned water utility. We operate with a separate financial structure from the city's general fund. Meaning every dollar from the rates are reinvested back into the water service. We manage an extensive system of strong financial practices to ensure the long-term sustainability of the water infrastructure that city operates. Okay. Every day of the year, our team ensures clean, safe, and reliable water for more than 100,000 residents, and we have about over 33,000 active accounts. Behind the scenes, there is a complex network of pipes, pump stations, water processing, and the storage facilities, all maintained and operated to protect the public health and support our growing community. As you can imagine, potable water is a highly regulated industry, and we comply with all the state and federal regulations. Here you can see a snapshot of how Fairfield's interconnected water system is, from treatment to delivery, where it comes from, and it represents decades of investment and continuous operation. Some of our partners who work with us, City of Vacaville, you can see how their water system also have some wells, and is basically giving an overview of the Solano water system in this pictorial view. I will leave it for a second, and just to make sure that this webinar is being recorded and will also be posted online, so you can take a deeper dive if you need to. Okay, The city's water system. The city of Fairfield's infrastructures include true treatment plants. One at Northway Regional Plant, which is jointly owned by Vacaville and Fairfield, and Waterman Treatment Plant, which is owned and operated by Fairfield. These two treatment plants, in combined, we have about 70 million gallons per day capacity. City of Fairfield also manages about 12 reservoirs, which is approximately 78 million gallons of treated water storage. The distribution network actually is significant, which is roughly about 375 million gallons of, 375 miles of pipe of various sizes and various ages. And we also have about 15 pumps stations, which facilitate the operations and the delivery of water. Much of our infrastructure is aging. To stay reliable, we must plan ahead and not react after failures. So in that effort, in June 2025, this year, City Council actually adopted the Public Utility Master Plan, short for PUMP, which outlines the most critical improvements needed over the next 20 years to ensure service reliability for Fairfield families and businesses here. As a public utility, we cannot and do not profit from the rates. Rates must strictly cover the cost of providing service, including operations, maintenance, and the system upgrades. We hired an independent rate expert to analyze our financial needs and determine a fair and equitable rate for the customers. Bartle Wells Associate was our consultant who actually helped us through this process. So we are proposing a 8% annual rate adjustment over the next 5 years. And this came from the water rate study that was done by the independent consultant who actually evaluated 3 different scenarios, a 12% increase, a 10% increase, and an 8% increase. And so this 8% increase is basically affect most of the single family customers just about $5 to $7 a month on an average. Even with this increase, the Fairfield water service remains among the lowest in the region. Just want to point out that the 8% increase is basically going to, over these 5 years, if we would have done an increase of roughly about 4%, then we would be catching up in the next 5 years, which would cover the cost increase of the capital projects. And just in general, if you notice that the CPI increase over this last 4 or 5 years have been at least 3.5% to 4%. And City of Fairfield's water rate was not increased for the last 4 years. From 2021, it has been stayed stagnant at 0%, and there was no increase for the last 4 years. And now that was the time for us to reevaluate and see what is the minimum increase we would need. Can the water study report itself, which is actually available online, published online, provides more detail of that. So if you wanted to take a deeper dive, how those rates arrive or the percentages are, you can take a look at that. Okay, these adjustments allow us to maintain and operate the water system you rely on, replace and upgrade the aging infrastructure, address the rising cost for water, energy, materials, and labor. You'll be surprised to know that one of the major costs for operation and all is the chemical cost, the chlorine cost, which has increased in the last 2 to 3 years, close to double the prices. But we do make some adjustments or go through a consortium to procure those materials to maintain the best to our ability to make sure that we are actually receiving the best rates for our ratepayers. Meet our legal and regulatory requirement, ensure that we can continue delivering reliable service 24/7. So this is what your really water rate pays for. As I just mentioned, we are actually proposing a gradual rate of increase over the next 5 years. The rate study covered actually 3 different scenarios based on the funding needs for operation maintenance, capital improvement needs, the debt service needs. Debt service is basically what we have borrowed to actually pay for certain improvements that has been done over the last several years, and we are still paying back those the financial obligations we have. And the expenses, the admin expenses to support our water system, 57% of it is basically goes towards our operations and maintenance, 17% towards capital, 15% towards debt service, and admin is roughly about 11%. So compared to the 16 regional water agencies, Fairfield remains the lowest tier for our cost. Our typical single family bill is about $54 per month, which is below 30% below the national average. We have held rates flat for the last 4 years, and even with the proposed adjustments, our customers will continue to pay less than the surrounding communities. So here is a chart that basically shows the comparison for where we stand, City of Fairfield stands, as to our neighboring cities. And as you can see, we are still on the bottom. Most of the where the Vacaville rates have been increased recently, so that's why you see actually there are two rates there being shown, which is we are roughly about that level, slightly less than them. So minimizing, the rate impact. We know that every dollar matters. That's why our team has been working diligently to manage the cost. We're investing actually in energy saving technology like a 1.25 megawatt solar field, and which the project is about to start construction, and we hope to realize those savings over time, and which is projected to save about $9.5 million over 20 years period. We optimize our operations, negotiate pricing, reduce our emergency repairs through preventive maintenance. For qualified customers, we also offer a low-income or senior and disabled water rebate program. You can find those more information by contacting us at the phone number given here. We have been reaching through multiple channels to all the residents and the businesses, citizens of Fairfield, and with bill inserts and social media to events. So a in-person open house was hosted earlier this month, and customers can directly contact us through utility billing with questions. And the first notice, 218 notice, was sent out in July 11th. And from that point onward, we actually started engaging with our public outreach. And we are going to the council on 11/4, that is November 4th, to adopt this plan and the rates. And the rates is going to be effective January 2026 if the council approves the public hearing and adopt this water rate study. And this annual increases will be 8% for the next 5 years. And at the end of the fifth year, then it will be a new study will be required, or a new 218 will be required if the city has to change the rates. We encourage you to learn more on our website and attend the public hearing on November 4th at 6 p.m. at the City Hall. And please stay engaged, and we are happy to provide any information you would like. I will show some of the details that the website has, so that you can browse yourself for more information. I'm just going to show you where you'll find most of the information about the proposed water rate increase, which has all the information where you got the information about this Zoom webinar. And if you go further down, here are the notices that were sent. Here are the details and how to provide a protest, details of the water rate. Here is the water rate study report and the proposed water rate fact sheet. There are some FAQs listed here. All those documents are published, and if you cannot find your answer you're looking for from those documents, please feel free to reach us through our utility department or email us, and we can definitely provide some information to that. So that's the website link you can type in, and it will bring you to the page I just showed you. Well, so thank you for your time this evening and the opportunity to continue, serving the City of Fairfield residents and businesses. We'll now open it for Q&A, and happy to have our staff and show all the questions, and we'll help. This team will help answer some of those.
Great. We do have a question, Sanjay. So the question is, can water rate increases be applied proportionally based on usage rather than as a flat increase for all customers? It feels unfair that single person households who typically use less water end up paying the same rate increase as larger households. So if you could talk a little bit about how that works, I think that would help clarify.
Okay. So the water rate is actually two parts. There is a fixed cost and there is a volumetric cost. The volumetric cost is how much you use. That's what you pay for. You don't pay for just because you are a single user. No, it is volumetric. So it doesn't really penalize whether it is single person or multiple people in the house. It is the water meter reading is actually what the volume is about. But the maintenance, and also there is a fixed cost to that component, and so that remains fixed. But the actual usage is what the volumetric cost, and that depends on the usage.
Thank you.
And MJ, just to clarify that, for the fixed cost, that is different depending on whether you are a commercial customer or if you're a residential customer. Typically, residential customers will pay a lower fixed cost than a commercial customer.
Thank you, Nigel, for clarifying that.
All right. I'm not seeing any other questions at this point. Oh. We do have, okay, next question is, what O&M cost savings have been implemented over the last 5 years? Why has there been such a delay to add solar?
So the O&M cost, as I just mentioned during the presentation, we do try our best actually to purchase materials, equipments, or any services through a consortium to minimize the cost that we would otherwise pay if we were actually go ahead and procure it ourselves. So that especially chemicals cost has been through the roof in the last few years. And as you may know, NBR plant is actually owned and operated by both the city of Fairfield and Vacaville, which each of us share the burden, which has saved us significant amounts of money to both the cities. And we are continuing that collaboration through upcoming projects that we're expecting to happen. And regarding delay to add solar, the solar project was currently what we have is a contractor. We have a power purchasing agreement with the company, and that is what we're going through it. Nigel can add a little more to that if you like.
Yeah, so we do actually have solar at the North Bay Regional Water Facility, so that is existing there. Just getting a good understanding of the various issues with solar PPA contracts, looking for going through the process of finding support to help us do a good solar project out at Waterman. It's slightly different geographic landscape and situation. MBR has a lot more it looks like I saw a question there. NBR has a lot more um, area that's available for solar. So when able to come up with a good plan that would work out at Waterman, that took some time.
Yeah, and then related to that, Nigel, there's a question about, have you looked into hydrogen cells instead of solar?
We have not looked into hydrogen cells at this time.
Okay. And then it looks like someone would like to ask a question verbally. I'm wondering, let's see, we would just need to unmute the person to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I can go ahead and do that.
Are we okay with that? Okay.
PCC, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
We did. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm PCC's wife, and I figured out our average bill is 107.76 for the last year. So when I put 8% each year increase, it totaled by the end of 5 years, $50.57 more per month. That's $600 per year. It's not, doesn't make it quite as convenient as the simple little math that you guys have put up, because you only look at the first year when you're answering questions. That's not good. It's 5 years of horrible, horrible increases, especially when there are so many people who are poor. And now after the November election, there's going to be even more people that will lose Medicaid and SNAP. And then how are they going to pay bills? Already the food banks are filled with people, more and more and more. And so how are they going to be able to pay bills? It's unconscionable. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Okay. Do we want to have any response on that comment?
But All I can say is that, this rate increase have been proposed. City Council has the ultimate authority what they want to do. And that is the minimum rate that water rate study has actually proposed. I can give you an example of a nearby city who has actually their rates uh, probably 30% increase to be able to maintain their system. And we are trying to manage a system of the size. And the last rate increase was 2021. And then there was no rate increase for the last 4 years. If the rate increase has been consistent, at least 4% over the last years, then we would not be in a situation where we are right now. So, but yeah, it is still council's authority whether how they want to adopt, and the final rate depends on them.
Thank you. We have another question about when will the long-term loans be paid off?
Go ahead.
I think we would have to follow up with the response to that question.
But what I know is that the water rate study has actually the details of that the loan payment. It's probably 15 to 20 years, but it has all those details for the debt service payments listed out in the water rate study.
And the study can be found on the website.
That's
correct, right? It's
Yeah.
that we can maybe pull up the website, the pump website, or sorry, the water rates website.
Yeah.
Or just how to find it. Yeah.
Let me.
I think it's in one of the first slides, but
Yeah. So this is where you have the pump rate study here, and those details are here on this July 2025. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So this is the report which has those details of the debt service.
And then we've got another question. When was the last rate increase for the city? Just as a reminder, I know you mentioned it already.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah. Okay. Can you talk a little bit about if there will be any rebates for lower income households? And maybe pull up that slide again.
Nigel, do you have anything more than what we have here? We do have a program actually for low-income senior or disabled water rebate.
Yeah, we do. We do have that program, and also just to note that that program is not funded by what customers pay for the water rates. Then this program is offset by supplemental programs that the water utility supports. So, for example, we may lease space that some of our cell providers use. We get some supplemental income that way. That helps to help pay for these senior and disabled water rebate programs. But if you need more information, I would definitely reach out to the water billing utility department at the number listed there. They could walk you through the qualifications and the application process.
Great. Thank you. Another question that came through: with better automation, will the workforce be reduced, or will they be able to do work that contractors do?
So with better automation, so historically, The city had come from using manual readers, which we no longer do. For many years now, we have been using what's called a AMR system, and that is effectively when the uh, water billing readers will drive by the meters and pick up the reads from the system. In the future, we will be looking to an AMI system, advanced metering infrastructure, where those meters will automatically send the data to our systems to help reduce some of the manual efforts. But one of the things that we have discovered and many water utilities have discovered is it's not so much that your workforce is reduced, but the workforce may be used in different ways. So they can help offset some of the customer service needs. Those groups may need to be retrained to help support the new system. So just because you add technology doesn't necessarily reduce the workforce.
Great. Let's see, we've got a couple more questions about the rate increases. I guess this is, yeah, more of a confirmation, but so for a household only using 2 CCF, would they see a $5 monthly increase?
I'd have to calculate out the number, but the average increase, that $5 increase was based on kind of looking at an average overall.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's another question of if the increase is 8% per year for 5 years, it's a total of 40% increase. Is that correct?
Yes, it would be 8% per year.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right. Is the city considering installing AMI?
Yes, we are. We are in the process of evaluating our systems. We've been going through various technology studies. So in making sure our billing systems are up to date and current, we are also looking to move into the future to AMI, but it is a very significant undertaking. But yes, we are embarking on that.
I'm not seeing any additional questions. Oh, yeah. Yes. We did get one question. Thank you. Where in the chat? Oh, did it disappear? No, we do have a question. In general, what happens if you raise the rates and people use less water and you don't get the income you have anticipated?
So that would essentially we have to reduce or not do some of the capital improvement projects or delay them. But I don't think it will significantly impact the revenue.
Okay. So someone's asking if this rate increase would pay for AMI.
The city had been previously looking at AMI and setting monies aside for that. But AMI was factored in as one of the projects in our rate study because it is a significant cost, right? So the value of that project had to be factored in to make sure that we're still a viably operating system.
Okay, perfect. The next question is, when will this item go to City Council? Sanjay has the timeline up. it is the public hearing is on November 4th, and I believe it's at 6 p.m. for
That's
city
correct.
council. Yeah. Great. Okay, we have a question that's off the rates topic. Curious about an update on the Lopes Road repair, asking if there will be an update on November 4th. I don't.
We recently provided an update for the Lopes Road project through the city council weekly that you
Yeah.
can actually see on
And
the
we
website.
have an update, I think, on Lopes Road, which is coming through all the channels possible. I can check the schedule. It's on Thursday. So on Thursday, we'll announce all the updates connected. They're positive, actually. So I'm not gonna share too much till, everything is approved, but you'll get the notifications. Hopefully, everyone is following us on social media, and we can send it also as a newsletter to residents as well.
And just to clarify, you mean, so that's the 30th of October.
Yeah,
This
30th of
Thursday,
October, yes.
there will be some updates.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Just making sure. Okay. I'm not seeing any additional questions. If anyone has other questions, please put it in the Q&A. A few comments of appreciation for the presentation and the updates. Nigel, Andy says hello.
Oh, hello, Andy.
Thank you for the presentation. Some friendly faces. All right. Again, not seeing any other questions. Oh, yes. Will this presentation be shared? Yes, we're recording it and it'll be posted to the website. Any other questions? Feel free to put them in the chat. We're here. Sanjay, maybe put up the slide that talks about how to get involved. There you go. The website, the city council public hearing is next week on the 4th. And there's a lot of material on that water rates website if folks want to dig deeper into, get more information.
And I want to mix in saying that if you're not able to go physically to the city hall on November 4th, If you join the YouTube channel or just search for City of Fairfield on YouTube, we always stream them live. All chamber meetings are streamed live. Also, I think on channel 26, if you have Comcast, you can watch it there. And the other option is if you go on the website, fairfield.ca.gov/live, you can watch it live online as well. So we offer multiple ways to view. The one thing is if you're viewing it on obviously live on the website or on the channel 26, you'll not be able to speak if you want to speak. So the one option is also to visit our website and to see the link, which is similar to this link, a webinar link where you'll be allowed to speak out.
Great. No more questions coming through at this point.
If there is no more questions, maybe we can end this presentation and give back some time to people. And if there are any more questions, please feel free to send it via email or call our utility line where we can provide any additional information. And I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you.
Yes, thanks everybody. Oh. Okay.
Stop sharing.